Hey friends, welcome back to another course video. Today you will be learning how to create list and access specific items of a single list. You will even learn how to loop through a list. I know that this might sound like a lot, but believe me, it is going to be very easy and fun. In the next video, you will be learning how to modify list. So now let's create our first list. We will name it list 1. We use square brackets. Then I will say 1, 1 again, 2 this time, and true. As you notice, each item is separated by a comma. The list contains 2 string values, 1 integer and 1 boolean value. Next, we'll print this. Just say print list 1. Let's run the code. You see the content of the list as a whole. Notice that the string entries appear in single quotes even though we typed them using double quotes. Strings can appear in either single quotes or double quotes in Python. If you want to know which built-in functions work with list, then type print dir list1. Let's run the code. Here you will see a list of functions. So if you notice that the output is actually a list, this is a square bracket, that means it's a list, and that's how you know if something is list. So you're using a list to determine what you can do with other list. After you have created a list, you want to access the information it contains. In other words, instead of working with the whole list, we can work with specific items of the list. Before I move on, if you haven't watched part 3 of working with strings, then watch it. Click on the link at the top or find the link down below. That video will explain almost everything. So I assume that you have already watched that video. So moving on, start by saying print list 1 circuits 1. So the use of a number within a set of square brackets is called an index number. When we use this with strings, we are picking individual characters, but in list we are picking items of it. For example, this is item number 1, this is item number 2, etc. Here are few examples of what you can do. I have covered almost everything in part 3 of working with strings with a detailed explanation. Let's run the code so you can see what the code does. To automate the processing of list elements, you need some way to loop through the list. The easiest way to perform this task is to rely on a for statement. This way, the list won't be printed like this. It will be printed like the image on the right as shown. So, start by saying, but before that, you might notice that I made some changes to the list. So we will say num equal 1. Just follow along with me. For item in list 1, print item number plus string num comma is item. Then we will update the variable num. And now let's run the code. So as you see, we get the desired results.